Hello everyone and welcome to this LCTV sports television broadcast of Littleton Tigers high school football. I'm Mike Montanello alongside Pat Fredrickson, alongside Mark Crory, who's up here in the booth with us manning the camera. We are at Doyle Field in Leominster for a playoff game. It's the district championship game between the Littleton Tigers and St. Peter-Marian, a Catholic school from Worcester. Pat, we should have a really good game today. St. Peter-Marian is very fast.
Yeah, Mike, I think a lot of people thought that these would be the two teams that would be in the final, and a lot of people would have been right with what they see here. The one word that comes to mind for me right now as I look at things on paper is shootout. St. Peter's is coming in with a couple of kids one that can throw it, one that can run it and catch it, Dunphy and Malm. So they're a good combination. We know what Littleton can throw at you offensively. So I'm looking for a high-scoring game here today.
The Tigers actually lost the toss, but SPM deferred to the second half, and they will kick to the Tigers to start the game.
Beautiful day here, Mike.
Yeah.
Sun going down. First game we've done in the daylight.
And here's a squib kick down the middle of the field. It'll be picked up on the 20-yard line by Austin Lynn. He's looking to get the corner. He comes it upfield. He's still looking to get the corner. Good pursuit there by SPM, and about a 5-yard return. The Tigers will take over 1st and 10 on their own 25-yard line.
Will Scott heading out here, Mike. Will has really turned it around the last half of the season. A little erratic in the beginning. Some good things and some balls maybe he should have thrown away. But the last 4 or 5 games, he has just been solid.
They made some adjustments in how they aligned their receiving core. They had some big plays last week in the first round of the playoffs to Jackson Ellis and Mitch Bowden downfield. This time they'll run it. It'll be Bowden up the middle, and he gets a good run up there. Oh, and there it is, the classic Bowden run. 5 yards after initial contact, and he bulls his way. Good 15 yards for a first down. He was 7-8 yards upfield, Pat, before he saw any white shirts.
Yeah, you make a good point, Mike. Classic Mitch Bowden right there.
1st and 10, Tigers on the ball on their own 35-yard line. Oh, they got the edge with Frizzoli. He's going to bounce it outside. He's got a first down. He gets into St. Peter-Marian territory. So the Tigers, 2 big runs to start the game, advance the ball all the way into SPM territory. 1st and 10 on the SPM 45-yard line. Tigers stay the spread look. They'll keep running. They're going to give it back to Bowden. He goes off tackle. Cuts it back inside. Another good 5 or 6 yard run there. So the Tigers are in the spread look, but they're bunched up in a power run formation. They'll make some switches here. Bowden and Frizzoli come out, and they'll put Clock in there with Austin Lynn. This time they'll spread it out a little bit more with a Lynn at slot receiver on the right side.
Yeah, they like to run Austin in this motion right here, bring him to the edges.
They'll fake it, and they go Clock up the middle. He gets nailed. So the first play that doesn't go for yards that time for Littleton now brings up a 3rd and 6.
We've seen Bradley Clock get hit in the backfield like that before, and about 3 minutes later, he's on his way to the end zone. So sure, that's not the way his day is going to go.
So the Tigers facing their first 3rd down conversion here on the opening drive.
They got a
look at that little false start. Offensive line came out a little too fast. So the Tigers, after a couple of nice plays here, the momentum got stopped here, and they're going a little bit backwards. Now it'll be 3rd and 10. SPM feeling like after giving up a couple big plays, they feel like they got a chance to get a stop here, Pat.
Yeah, I would say here, we got Jackson Ellis lined up to the near side here, Evan Lyons on the top side here, and they could both make big plays here. Austin Lynn's a great receiver in that slot. Be interested to see what they run.
Bring in motion. They'll look to the right. He's looking to throw, sets his feet, lobs it up for the sideline. That's going to be Mitch Bowden. Sorry, Mitch Crory, but he stepped out of bounds. So the Tigers, after picking up 2 quick first downs, will face a 4th and 10 and bring the punt unit onto the field. Not bad, Pat. That was a tough one, roll into the left, but he had some. Mitch was open, just a little bit too close to the sideline, and they actually had Jackson Ellis down the field too.
Yeah, Jackson Ellis had pulled everybody, and he was pretty clear, but that's a tough throw to be making, run into your weak side like that. A good choice there. I think Mitch was there, as you pointed out.
So Crory will punt. Gets a line shot. It's going to go out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. So the Tigers pick up 2 quick first downs, but then they get a hit for a loss and a penalty and are unable to convert on third down, punting, and the defense will come out on the field. It's 1st and 10 for SPM, the ball on the SPM 17-yard line.
Yeah, this will be the team that will give them the toughest look. I think they're a little more athletic than anything that really faced since maybe the first game of the year against West Boylston. They come with a spread look. They'll throw it. They'll run it. So, Littleton's going to have to wrap up and tackle, and it's going to have to be 2 or 3 guys to the ball every time. You can see this look right away. We haven't seen much of this all year.
3 guys out to the right side of the screen. Now they'll switch it up. They'll go I backfield under the quarterback under center. Inside handoff. Like you said, Pat, wrapping him up there. He got hit about 2 yards upfield, but they couldn't quite corral him. He keeps his balance and rolls his way to a first down.
Mikey Corey got around his ankles, and if Mike didn't get around his ankles, I think he might have gone there. Big gaps between the linemen here, Mike.
So that is a first down carry. That'll bring up 1st and 10 with the ball on exactly 10-yard carry, 27-yard line. Empty backfield. Nope, now they'll shift it up. They'll stay shotgun this time. Oh, good job there by Luke Elliott. He boxed that play perfectly, forced him to cut it up early. Good pursuit there by Brad Clock. So a short gain there, about a 2-3 yard gain. 2nd and 7 with the ball on the SPM 30-yard line. Nice job there. Talked to Mike Lynn. He said SPM is very much about the corners. They really don't like to run between the tackles. They want to get to the outside. Yeah, and Luke Elliott was ready that time.
It was really a great job by him holding that edge and then getting in on the tackle.
SPM has shifted every time after their initial look. Got 3 receivers out to the top of the screen. Bring it back in motion, and they're going to go sweep. Good pursuit there. Oh, he's going to get upfield. They had pursuit. Mike Corey will knock him out of bounds, but the Tigers had 2 shots at him in the backfield and couldn't wrap him up. Kevin Frizzoli was the first one in there, and instead he gets the edge and picks up looks like a first down. Let's see where they mark him out of bounds. Actually, they're going to call it just short. Actually going to measure. It is the Tiger chain crew.
6 inches, yes.
Yeah, the Tigers are the
short. They're going to wind it up here.
Tigers are the home team. They've got George Ogilvie, Tom Furlong, and Chuck DeCoste on the chain crew over there with Jimmy Carr. And he just went out of bounds just short. So 3rd and about a foot. Good penetration there, Pat. They just couldn't finish that play.
Yeah, and that gets back to what we were talking about earlier. I think this team's going to be just a little bit faster than they're used to, and I would expect them to adjust, but catching them in the backfield and being near them in the backfield are 2 entirely different things here.
Here we go, 3rd down. And he'll get that first down. He didn't get much more than that, but he only needed about a foot, and he got a yard, so that'll move the chains. So SPM picks up their 2nd first down here on their initial offensive drive. It is 1st and 10 with the ball on the SPM 39-yard line. Cuts it up.
Nice tackle. Brady Hunt there.
Jason Benulo, and Brady Hunt in there after a short gain. Again, they don't like to cut it up. They want to try to get to the edge, but the Tigers aren't showing that right now. Doing a good job of getting some penetration and forcing them to cut it up, but it is a 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7. Sorry, yeah, 2nd and 7 with the ball on the 42-yard line. It's been all run so far for SPM. You got a penalty, dead ball foul there. False start by SPM. They were looking to throw that time, though, Pat. They were rolling the quarterback to the right.
Yep. Yeah, it has that classic Littleton feel here where it feels like the other team's moving the ball against him. We're still back. We haven't even hit the 40-yard line here. Littleton's the classic bend but don't break defense. And as much as it feels like St. Peter's is moving the ball, they still haven't advanced it to midfield yet.
We picked up 2 first downs here on the opening drive. It is now 2nd and 13. 2nd and 12, we'll call it. Oh, good pursuit there. Good hit in the backfield by Mitch Bode. He didn't finish it up, but he definitely, excuse me, Tucker to Coast.
That's what they got to do. They got to get in there and get that first hit before they can get going.
So DeCosta in there on a blitz, busted up that play early, and then the rest of the Tigers cleaned it up. No gain, 3rd and 12. So SPM looked to throw on the we got a timeout by St. Peter-Marian, Pat. So they, like you say, they picked up a couple first downs. They're feeling pretty good, but the reality is they still got a long way to go, and now they're backed up facing their first third down conversion. Well, their second third down conversion, but their first long yardage conversion on this drive.
Yeah, you know, Littleton again, they'll let you move the ball. They'll wait for you to make a mistake. And a good timeout by St. Peter's here. I think that what they want to make sure they don't make a mistake here, turn this ball over, get the momentum going the other way.
But it also gives the Tiger defense a chance to talk to the defensive coordinator, Carlo Ferrante, make sure. I know they looked at a lot of film. They had 5 games worth of film on these guys to see what the tendency is in this kind of situation and make sure they got their guys in the right place. So 3rd and 12 coming out of the 32nd timeout by St. Peter-Marian. Shifting guys around on the offensive line. They got 3 receivers out to the top side of the field. Naked backfield. Quarterback's rolling to his right, sets his feet, lobs toward the sideline. And he is well out of bounds. So it was completed, but he was well out of bounds. Good coverage downfield there.
Mike, there's a good shot at what that quarterback can throw. That thing was a bullet on the money, just out of bounds. Great catch.
Good pursuit there. Good coverage downfield by Evan Lyons at safety. Now he's back to field. It looks like it's going to be a punt. So both teams pick up a couple first downs on their opening drives, but then stall out. So we come up on 5:06 to go here in the first quarter. No score.
Evan Lyons back for the punt.
Line shot is going to bounce, and we'll check up at about the 36-yard line. So the Tiger defense, after giving up a couple first downs, gets a stop on and forces a punt with 4:57 left to go here in the first quarter of this district championship game. And the Tigers will take over. They will stay spread here, their second offensive possession. He's got a quarterback. He'll bring Austin Lynn in motion and pitch it to him. He's got the corner. He's got some good blocking. He'll cut up and get upfield and be close to a first down. I think he's short, but about a 9-yard gain there. Let's see where they mark it. Good job by getting the corner there by the backs and the lineman that pulled on that play. It is a first down, so Austin Lynn with a 10-yard run advances the ball to the Littleton 47-yard line, 1st and 10. Bring motion again, fake it. This time it's clock up the middle. And there you go, Pat, like you said. He got bounced the first time, but this time he bounces off that initial contact and picks up another first down. So the Tigers averaging close to 10 yards a run. They really only had one run that didn't go for good yardage.
A lot of weapons, Mike, right? Mitch Bowden and Bradley Clark run it through the tackles. Frisoli can run through the tackles but can bounce it outside. Lynn likes to get to the edges. And we least expected, here comes Will Scott.
Oh, and he's making a good cut there. Good job. The Tigers are in on that set of first down snap there. They were in St. Peter-Marian territory. Now they pick up another first down, advance further into SPM territory. It is 1st and 10 Tigers with the ball on the SPM 32-yard line. So you're right, Pat. They are mixing it up, but all the guys that touch the ball are getting good yards upfield. Bowden again, off tackle, keeps his feet moving, and he's going to get close to a first down, about a 9-yard gain there. So the Tigers are running the ball very well. They stalled out on the first drive, but they pick up where they left off on this drive. And they're going to switch up and go hammer here. SPM trying to make some personnel changes. The Tigers get to the line of scrimmage quick, and they will force SPM to take a timeout. They switched up on the fly. You could hear SPM yelling hammer, but they weren't ready for the substitution package. So it is 2nd and 1 with the ball on the SPM 23-yard line. The Tigers running out of the spread look, Pat. Very successful right in the middle of the drive. Mike Lynn's going to switch it up.
Yeah, this is a good call too. You know, just catching St. Peter's, making them use another timeout. And it's, again, a good timeout by the St. Peter's coach, because you do not want to let one of these guys, Frisoli or Bradley Clark, hit that second tier in the backfield and be gone, and that's what we've seen so many times this year. Mitch Bowden, Bradley Clark, Frisoli all in the backfield.
He'll pitch at the clock. He's going to get a first down. He's heading for the sideline. They try to pull him down from behind, and they can't get him. They'll knock him out of bounds at the 10-yard line. So an easy conversion on the short yardage situation, and they advance the ball down inside the red zone all the way down to the 10-yard line. It will be 1st and goal. Right on the 10-yard line. They'll stay hammer. Clock and Frisoli in the backfield. Oh, fumbled snap. The ball's out of the field. Oh, it gets all the way down to the 5-yard line. And SPM covers it up. So the Tigers, after advancing the ball down inside the shadow of the goal line, couldn't handle the snap.
Yeah, the tough one, Mike. Luke Elliott lost the snap coming out, and then he had a good beat on picking it up, and he got picked off by one of his own players coming on a pulling guard, it looked like, and just bounced him off of recovering that football, and the ball went off the backside and got kicked downfield.
So the Tigers, with a terrific offensive series, knocking on the door, instead give the ball over on a turnover, and St. Peter-Marian will take over 1st and 10 from their own 5-yard line. See if the Tiger defense can get that ball back, Pat, because the Tiger offense was moving.
You got to be very encouraged here if you're Littleton.
But also a sense of frustration unless they can get this ball back in short order. Stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Well, actually he's going to power forward. Good run there by the back. He had no gain there, and he ends up getting about 6 yards.
Yeah, dumb.
So 2nd and 4. Ball out to about the 11-yard line.
For Littleton.
Evan Lyons making another tackle, and the problem with that is Evan's one of your safeties, so you don't want him, or your corners, you don't want him making tackles.
Yeah, they had him stacked up, and they just couldn't finish the play. 2nd and 4 after the turnover. Oh, nice spin move there. They couldn't wrap him up. As you talked about that, Pat, it's going to be a question of finishing the play early and not letting these guys get going. And instead, they pick up a 1st down, advance the ball all the way out past the 25-yard line. It is 1st and 10 from the 27. You can see Carlo Ferrante gesticulating out there saying, we got to wrap them up. They're getting the hits that they want, but they just got to finish it. So SPM gets the ball out from the shadow of the goal post. Now got some breathing room here. 1st and 10 with the ball on their own 27-yard line. Come up on 2.5 minutes to go in the quarter. No score. They will look to, it's going to be an option play. Oh, pursuit. They miss him again. He's reversing his field. Oh, big block there on the sideline. He's up the sideline. He cuts it back in. So some frustration there on the defense. They are bottling them up. They're making hits, but they are not wrapping them up. And when he got a chance to reverse his field, he got all the way to the edge and advances the ball out close to midfield. It is 1st and 10 SPM. The ball on their own 48-yard line.
Little Houdini play there. I don't know how he got loose. There were 3 Littleton tacklers right around him. Reverse field and still got to the other side of the field. Made a nice cut back inside.
Having said that,
15.
you said, Pat, it's frustrating because you move the ball and you've had hits in the backfield and you haven't put it all together, but you can see the trend is actually positive for Littleton in the sense that they're winning the battles. They just got to finish it.
Right.
Up the middle. There you go. Stacked up there, hit by, so it was Jack Scaramucci there getting some contact in the backfield.
Mooch.
And then Brady Hunt cleaned it up. No gain on that play. 2nd and 10. Come up on 2 minutes to go here in the opening quarter.
That front 3 is doing a good job all year. Brady Hunt, Jack Scaramucci up in there.
49-yard line for St. Peter's.
Jason Benul and Luke Elliott on the edges.
Second and 10.
See Mike Lynn pulling Tommy Keenan over and see if we get some Tommy Keenan on the front line here.
Rolling the pass, looking down the sideline, some pressure down the middle of the field. Good coverage. Picked off. No, the ball hits the curve. But some terrific coverage down the field there by Mike Corey and Evan Lyons. They were ready for that ball. But that'll go incomplete. 1:26 to go. Just went right through Evans' arms. He had it read perfect. He was sitting right down on it.
They had that receiver bracketed there. That's, you know, probably not a pass that should have been made, and St. Peter's is lucky to have the ball.
That'll bring up 3rd and 10 with the ball on the SPM 48-yard line. Clock stopped with 1:26 to go here in the first quarter.
You know, Mike gives you a testimony of what an athlete Bradley Clark is on these critical plays here. They bring him in to play safety here. You can see him back there with, can't quite see who that is on the other side.
SPM taking a lot of time in that huddle.
Ref's got his arm up. They may need to eat another timeout here. Yeah, they're going to get a flag.
They'll get it off. Straight drop back, pressure by Hunt. Rolling back to his other side. Fazoli's trying to get him. He's going to throw, trying to come back. Oh, he's out of bounds. That will be no catch. So some good coverage downfield on a bunch of pass plays so far by Evan Lyons. He's broken up 3 plays already in the first quarter here downfield. Like you say, Pat, SPM, they've moved the ball, but they have yet to advance the ball into Tiger territory, and it's another punting situation here, 4th and 10.
Yep. If I'm St. Peter's, I'm going to throw that ball. I'm looking for those 8 and 10-yard passes. Every one of their passes has been 20, 25 plus.
Good pressure there by Brady Hunt and Kevin Fazoli as well. It made it hard for them to get a good read on what was going on downfield. Good snap. It's a higher pump and not very far. And this ball will bounce and roll out to about the 26-yard line. So the Tigers, just a little over a minute to go here in the first quarter, have twice turned back St. Peter-Marian after giving up a couple of first downs on each drive. They've been moving the ball, just haven't been able to cash in yet. We'll see what Mike Lynn does here. He's going to go spread here. Tiger offense generating a lot of yards rushing, just haven't cashed it in yet. Let's see how they do on this possession. 3rd possession for the Tigers. 1st and 10. They'll give it to Clock. He'll bounce to the outside. Cuts out the middle. Now he's out of race. He's going to get run down and pushed out of bounds, but he advances the ball all the way into SPM territory to about the 32-yard line. So another big run by the biggest run so far from scrimmage for the Tigers, but they are really rocking SPM right now at the line of scrimmage, Pat.
That was a beautiful run, big holes. Nobody touched him until he got run out of bounds. Good cutback. You love the way he protects the ball coming out of the backfield as well. Waits for those holes to open up. Ooh, look like motion there. Yeah, Brady Hunt got going a little early.
So after the big run by Clock, and Mike Lynn will take a timeout. He's already, I think, wants to make sure these guys understand that this game is about not making mistakes. As much as it is about making plays, it's also mostly about not making mistakes. They got down to the 5-yard line, fumbled snap, big run here, 5-yard penalty. That's the stuff he wants to clean up.
Yeah, nice and patient here. You don't need to be busting off the line of scrimmage too early. And I think that, you know, it's Brady Hunt. He's the captain. I think he's just anxious to get out there and create some holes, create those same kind of holes. Our patience here is going to win this game. The way Littleton plays, it's patience, pop it in, wait for the other team to make a mistake.
Yeah, the offensive line's having a great day right now out of the gate, and they're chomping at the bit and just a little too ready to rock and roll on that particular play. You like the idea, you like the spirit.
Yeah.
You know, they want to, hey, we just had a great play, let's get after them right now, right again. But just got, like you say, you got to be patient and got to execute. Let the game come to you. So after the timeout and the penalty, it is 1st and 15 with the ball on the SPM 37-yard line. He'll go to Bowden, he'll cut it up. He'll rumble, get at least that yardage back on the penalty and a couple more. Get down to about the 30-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and 7. Excuse me, 2nd and 8. We're under 35 seconds to go here in the quarter. We'll see if they get a playoff here at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, this will be the last play of the quarter, I think, Mike.
2nd down. They bring Austin Lynn in motion. They pitch it to him. He's got a good shot at the corner. Tries to get upfield. He's going to get ridden out of bounds after a couple of yard gain. So that'll actually give us another play here. He's out of bounds. Clock stopped. 21 seconds to go in the first quarter. Gets about a 4 or 5 yard gain. That will bring up 3rd and 6. The ball all the way inside the 30-yard line. So I'm thinking 4 downs here, Patrick.
Yeah, I'm looking for Will Scott to hang on to this ball right here.
Tigers will switch it up. Looking to the sideline for the play call. He'll give it to Clock. He'll cut it upfield. Makes a cut back across the green. He's very close to a first down. Very, very close. And he's already calling for the hammer unit to get out there. It is a first down, though, so Brad Clock converts on 2nd and long. And the Tigers, they'll hold the clock with 6.5 seconds to go to move the chains. We'll see what Mike Lynn wants to do. He's going to let the quarter run out. So at the end of the first quarter, we have no score. But the Tigers have been moving the ball briskly the entire quarter, and they will start the second quarter, 1st and 10, with the ball on the SPM 21-yard line. And we'll be back with the second quarter of this championship playoff game right after these messages from LCTV.
Your son wants to get a cat,
I'll really take care of it.
but you're allergic. Do you A, prepare yourself, B, make the best of it,
C squared equals 25.
Good job!
or C, find a loophole? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the start of the second quarter. The Tigers versus St. Peter-Marian championship football game. A trip to Gillette on the line for the state championship. The Tigers, 1st and 10 from the SPM 21-yard line. It is 0-0, Patrick, but the Tigers actually had a very good quarter that quarter.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's happy with this outcome. If you're Littleton, there's a lot of positive things going on here. If you're St. Peter's, you just shortened this game to 3 quarters, which we haven't seen many teams do against Littleton this entire season. So, I think both teams are probably feeling pretty good right now. Littleton's going to come out with that hammer look. And what's so hard about this hammer look, Mike, is it's so hard to pick the backs up behind that big offensive line when they get tucked in here. By the time you see them, there are, Kevin Frisoli, Bradley Clark, they're already gone. It's even tough to pick up Mitch Bowden back here.
1st and 10. Opening play of the second quarter. They'll pitch at the clock. He's going to go to the outside and get down to about the 10-yard line, about a 5, 6, actually a 7-yard gain. Let's see where they mark him out on the 11-yard line. So we'll call it a... Actually, no, he's all the way down to the 9. Sorry, he got about a 9-yard gain on that. So terrific job there by Clock. He had to bounce it to the outside. They'll call that a first down.
Yep. Move the chains. I think they can get a first down here without scoring.
Yeah, it looks like the ball's right on the 11-yard line. So 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. And come back the other way with Frisoli. He's got a chance at the corner. He's got Luke Elliott leading out. Luke Elliott's going to try to pound. He goes for the goal. Touchdown! Tigers! Kevin Frisoli on an 11-yard run. Nice job by the quarterback, Luke Elliott, to get out and get downfield and stop that last guy who had a chance to get an angle. And he got a piece of him, and Frisoli, knowing where he was, he dove right for the pylon and knocked it out.
Yeah, great
Touchdown,
job. Great
Tigers.
Call. Frisoli ran about 40 yards to his left to get 10 or 11 yards into the end zone. Great lead block there. Great play by Littleton, and that's got to feel good.
So the Tigers, after being a little frustrated in the first quarter, racking up yards but no score, scoring 2 quick plays here in the second quarter. 2 plays from the 21-yard line, 2 10-yard runs, one by Clock, or 10-yard run by Clock, and 11-yard run by Frisoli. Now they go for 2 out of the hammer. They're going to go counter and look at Clock, and he will power into the end zone over the goal line. The Tigers take an 8-0 lead here early in the second quarter, but they got rid of a lot of frustration on that drive, Pat.
Excellent job by the offensive line on that series. He kind of moved the ball at will right there. That was good to watch.
Now you're right, SPM's feeling like, hey, we shortened the game, but we are now trailing 8-0. They have advanced the ball a little bit, but they haven't gotten the ball into Tiger territory, and their passing game so far has been shut down by the excellent defensive back play led by Evan Lyons, and some pressure on the quarterback as well, making it hard for him to set up. Let's see if they can keep it going.
Like Thomas McGregor coming out to kick. Saw Danny Hurley doing a good job earlier this season. At least they have some depth at that spot.
So with 10:45 to go in the second quarter, the Tigers first to get on the scoreboard, make the conversion. They were up 8-0. McGregor talking to his teammates in the huddle. That will break out. He will punch that ball down the middle of the field. It'll get picked up on about the 15-yard line. Good pursuit by the Tigers and good coverage. Get advanced out over the 20, about the 22-yard line. Excuse me, the 32-yard line. The ball is fielded on the 20 and advanced out to the 32-yard line. No, 27-yard line. The glare is tough to see the field numbers. Well, we will soldier on.
I'd lend you my hat, but I'm not going to.
I don't want your hat. I want a hat, but I don't want your hat. All right, 1st and 10 for St. Peter-Marian. The Tigers on the board. See if the defense can respond and get the ball back and let that offense get back out there. Ball on the the SPM 27-yard line. A little bit of a high snap. He'll bring it up the middle. He'll get hit after a few yards there. Tackled by Brady Hunt and Mitch Bowden. But the SPM really cutting it up early, Patrick. That is not their game. They really want to try for the edge, but they really haven't had a sniff at it yet.
Yeah, I think probably from the coach's perspective, they got to soften up that middle a little bit. You got to take a shot at it, even if it's not there. Trying to keep the Littleton offense the Littleton defense honest here.
Still
I think it's a good move. It's a long game.
Yeah, decent gain. 2nd and 5 for SPM. And they will try for the edge this time. Kevin Frizzoli. Nice job there by Frizzoli. Not even close to letting him have the edge. He boxes that play in. And Brady Hunt comes off the bottom of the pile. That was Kevin Frizzoli's play right there, Pat. Nice job coming upfield and boxing that play in.
Yeah, he's having a great senior year. He's out a little bit with a separated shoulder. He came back and has been getting better every game, getting back to form. And I think he's probably playing as well as he has.
He's playing on both sides of the ball now. Early in the year, he was playing strictly on the offensive side of the ball, but they put him in here at that storm position. He's doing a great job. 3rd and 6. So another big down here for SPM. They have not really had a lot of momentum yet. See if the Tigers can turn them away on a 3 quick 3 and out. Quarterback draw. He's going to cut it up. Oh, and he's wrapped up well short. Never got upfield. That was a straight quarterback run, but that time they were waiting for it. That's Brady Hunt again.
Mike, it looks to me like St. Peter's they were just waiting too long for those holes to develop, and they're not coming at them at full speed.
That was Jack Scaramucci and Tucker DeCosta in there as well. So that'll bring up. They got about a yard on that. 4th and 4. They will show punt here. Evan Lyons back. The punting game for SPM hasn't really been very good, Pat.
Well, a couple of games ago, Littleton was getting close to a couple of punts. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point they come after one at a key point here.
A little bit higher. Evan Lyons will come up and make the catch. And he'll get ahead of steam, and he's going to advance. Oh, terrific block! Nice shot by Frizzoli, and Evan Lyons with an aggressive play fields the ball on the run and advances the ball all the way back in SPM territory. So they only netted about, not many yards on that, but so the Tigers will take over 1st and 10 in SPM territory, the ball on the 45-yard line. So the defense turns away SPM on a 3 and out. The Tigers up 8-0, looking to keep the momentum going.
Littleton football, all right? Let the game come to us.
They're going to stay spread here. They've been running out of this almost solely. They haven't even targeted a pass downfield yet at all, and they haven't needed to. Why would you running the ball the way they are?
10 yards of pop here.
Bring it fake to the pitch man. And that's Clock sidestepping a guy, and he's Powell. Look at Clock pull the ball forward. Come on. He's not big enough to do that.
And you know, Mikey is doing an excellent job again of holding up the ball. He wraps up that ball so well, getting through that pile.
7-yard gain, 2nd and 3. Clock, small in stature, big heart.
Feels like we got some
He'll
momentum.
Go to Bowden up the middle. He's going to get a 1st down. He's driving forward. He's wrapping. Oh! Here comes the bus! Here comes the bus! Here goes the bus! There goes the bus! All the way to the end zone! Mitch Bowden! Shedding tacklers!
I need to watch that again. What he did to that first tackler where he just kind of put his hand on his back like a mother tiger to a cub tiger and just put him into the ground and kept going.
Mitch Bowden with a tremendous run. He bounced it to the outside and then just kept his feet moving. SPM desperate to pull him down. No chance. The Tigers with a quick strike. They'll go for 2 out of the hammer. He's going to pitch the clock. He's dancing. He cuts in. He dances his way into the end zone. And the Tigers come out fast here in the 2nd quarter. 7:53 to go, and they've already put up 2 scores and 2 conversions, and now lead 16-0 in this championship game.
And I'm sure if you're the SPM coach, you're telling your kids to wrap up, and I'm sure if you're one of the kids that try to wrap up Mitch, you say,
you come out here
and try to wrap him up. I got to see that again, though. He just took his left hand, put it on the back of the player, trying to wrap him up, put him right in the ground, and he just kept going.
You know, Pat, really comes down to that timeout that Mike Lynn took where he kind of let his guys know he wasn't happy with the level of execution, and since then they've been hitting on all. I mean, they were playing well, just not well enough for Mike Lynn in a championship game, the standard that he set with this program. I wanted to remind him that's not, we're doing well, just not well enough.
Right.
You know, let's go. Yep. Let's put it into the same level that we're used to playing at. And in the start of the second quarter, boy, they have done that in spades.
What are we, 3 minutes into this quarter, 4?
Yeah, 3 minutes and 7 seconds into the quarter, 2 touchdowns, 2 conversions.
16 points in 3 minutes. Good timeout by Mike here. I was thinking what he's saying here is, you know, just keep this pace, right? This pace, this feel. You know, let's go 80% solid all the time.
Yeah, they were jacked up after that touchdown. Well, they should be, but now he's like, let's just settle ourselves down. Like we just said, we're only 3 minutes into the second quarter. There is a long way to go, and especially with SPM, with the weapons they have and the way they play, they can get downfield in a hurry. They haven't shown it quite yet, but that doesn't mean the potential still isn't there. Thomas McGregor on the kick. He will thump it downfield again. It'll get picked up shallow on the 35-yard line. Good tackle there.
Wrap up. Jason Benulo.
Jason Benulo with a textbook form tackle.
Wrap him up.
SPM will take over. Good short field, little short kick there, and they will get the ball on their own 46-yard line, trailing by 16.
Mike Lynn's taking off his jacket, giving us a little sense of what his fashion is like. Some great shoes on this sideline, Mike.
The Tiger defense doing a great job in the last couple of possessions, forcing punts. See if SPM tries to go a little bit downfield, Pat. They've been running kind of in between the tight ends. Haven't found the edge yet. They will look to throw, rolling out to the right. He's got some time. Now he's getting flushed all the way to the sideline. Can't find anybody. He's going to throw it out of bounds. So good coverage downfield there by the Tiger defensive backs. Austin Lynn, Evan Lyons, Mike Crory.
Second down.
And some good job there by the offensive line to keep him bottled up. You know, he'll run it when he can. And they did a nice job of stringing that all the way out to the sideline, not giving him a look downfield, throwing or running.
Yeah, I was, pretty sure he's going to take a shot downfield. Good choice by the quarterback to not throw that ball. You're not going to get it all back at once. I see a lot of stuff open for St. Peter's down in that 8 to 10 yards downfield if they can break off some of these routes, but they seem content to throw the ball all the way downfield.
Empty backfield, some pressure. Good job there by the defensive line. They got pressure, but they didn't oversell it. They stayed in their lanes and didn't give him a chance when he realized he was in a tough spot. He wanted to run the ball, and there was just no lane to get it down into. So excellent discipline there by Frizzoli, Benulo, Hunt, and Scaramucci.
Yeah, that was Luke Elliott, too, turned that back on that corner. I think he was trying to roll out to his right, and Luke Elliott shut that down pretty quickly, forced him back inside.
So SPM, no gain, actually lost of yards on that. We'll call that a sack. So it's 3rd and 12. So another big chance here for the Tiger defense to make a statement. You're right, Pat. That's the thing. You know, they're looking way downfield, and when they don't get anything, you know, if they would get 5 or 6 yards at a time, they wouldn't have these 3rd and 12s.
Right.
You know, 3rd and 4 is much more manageable.
Maybe we can lend him one of our running backs.
And SPM could not get their alignment right, and they are forced to take a timeout as the play. Oh no, actually they got the penalty.
Yeah.
No, they're going to say they called a timeout before the delay game penalty. So no flag on the play, but SPM burns another timeout here with 6:43 to go. 3rd and 12. Again, you know, the unfortunate part here is you're burning timeouts, but you're giving Carlo Ferrante a chance to let the guys know, hey, here's the down, here's the yardage. You know, think about what we talked about, all the film we watched, think about where the tendencies are, and now they're going to be more ready than they otherwise would have been if they hadn't had a chance to get a timeout.
You know, Mike, body language, we know this from coach, body language is huge, and just watching the body language after that timeout, Littleton's running to the sideline, everybody's coming at the same, and St. Peter's, you know, some of them are walking over. Some got their heads down, and you know, it's still too early in the game to have that going on. I think that's why St. Peter's wants to regroup here. But if you're Littleton, there's a lot of good things that I see out there right now.
But SPM, one big play away from getting themselves back in this ball game. You know they're going to try. Coming out of the timeout, 3rd and 12. The ball is on the SPM 44-yard line. They need to get down into Tiger territory to pick up a first down. They'll put 3 receivers out to the right side.
Yeah, they got Dunphy at the top. I'd want to keep an eye on him on 3 at the very top of the screen here.
Straight drop back. Getting some pressure. Fazoli! Off the backside with a quarterback sack.
Quarterback didn't feel like he was down.
Yeah, I think he rolled off the tackle, but the ref is emphatic. No, sir, you were indeed down. And that'll bring up 4th and a lot, 20-something. So Fazoli coming on the blind side, showing some good speed there, got to the quarterback. SPM right now struggling to get anything going on the offensive side of the ball. It's been all Tigers here about 5 minutes through the second quarter. And both sides of the ball, Pat, they're asserting their will right now.
They're going to send people at some point here today, I'm pretty sure of it.
Oh, shank kick. Oh, shanked it right off his foot. It's not even going to get to the down yard to gain marker. So the Tigers are going to take over good field position. The ball will be on their own 46-yard line. So as impressive as the Tiger offense has been, the defense no less.
Everything's going Littleton's way right now.
Yeah. SPM has got to feel like they're pretty desperate right now. They got to get this ball back. They cannot afford to give up another score here.
Well, you're not going to create turnovers if you're SPM, so you definitely have to be wrapping up here, right? You're not going to take that ball away from Clock or Fazoli. So you want to be wrapping up and stopping first downs.
The pitch to Austin Lynn. Cut it up. Oh, nice finish there to the run. Oh, the ball came out. Oh, there you go, Pat. Let's see what happens. Oh, SPM. Big thump there. Austin Lynn tried to finish the run there. He dropped his shoulder. And St. Peter-Marian managed to get a helmet in there or something and coughed the ball up. And they will take over with the ball on their own 49-yard line. So the Tiger defense will come right back out on the field.
And I'm going to have to ask that Mark Corey edit out the part where I just got through saying that you're not going to create turnovers.
Yeah, exactly.
Mark, what do you think? Can we pull that off? Thank you.
All right, so the second turnover for the Tigers. They had one in the first quarter down turned it over on the SPM 5-yard line. Now instead they turn it over on the SPM 49-yard line. SPM taking over with excellent field position.
This is huge, Mike, for SPM. You know, if you can score here, going into halftime, get a little momentum.
They will look to throw. They got to go. Oh, he catches it. What a terrific catch there. He's out of bounds, but he adjusted to the ball. That was great coverage by Austin Lynn, but a well-thrown ball and a terrific adjustment by the receiver to get to the ball. And that ball goes all the way down to the 13-yard line.
That's 40 yards in the air plus.
So that's the thing. I mean, the Tiger defense, the backs have been very, very good, and there was nothing inherently wrong with that coverage. They were there. Just a good play by the defense and a better play by the receiver.
You know, Mike, I think that's only the second pass that we've seen that's actually been inbounds.
They'll run the ball up the middle. Good job there by Fazoli. Dragging him down by the ankles. Devin Lyons cleaning it
Trying
up.
to run between those tackles.
So that will bring up 2nd and 9. Ball just outside the 10-yard line, about the 11-yard line. We'll call it 2nd and 9. They can get a first down if they advance the ball inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line. Under 5 minutes to go. Tigers up 16-0. SPM with their best chance. This is the farthest they've advanced the ball into Tiger territory.
Here comes Dunphy.
We'll hand it up the middle, looking to get to the outside. He cuts it back inside, powering forward, but goes mostly sideways. Mitch Bowden on the tackle there. The ball down to about the 6-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd.
About 3.
Yeah, about 3 yards to go.
I think you just got to ride Dunphy here if you're St. Peter's. Right, that ball goes to 3 every time. Dunphy was the one who made the catch on that 40-plus yard catch. I would just ride him in here, see what happens.
All right, here we go. 3rd and 3. to the Tiger turnover. SPM with a big pass completion, gets the ball down inside the 20-yard line. Nope, we're going to get
That'll be a first down.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a neutral zone infraction. I saw the Tigers come over the line of scrimmage. Offside, so that'll give them enough yardage for a first down.
It's going the wrong way if we can, unless we're wrong. Yeah, here you go. You put the ball right on the goal line.
Yep, on the 1 yard, inside the 1 yard line.
Why is that not halfway to the goal line?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Yeah, you're exactly right, Patrick. Good job there, buddy. Halfway to the goal.
I can go home. My job is done today.
So first and goal for St. Peter-Marian with the ball on the 3 yard line. 3:51 here to go in the half. Tigers up 2 scores.
If Littleton can hold here.
Oh, stacked up. Mitch Corey. Number 11, Mitch Corey into the gap.
St. Peter's put Dunphy in motion there and ran him into that hole to block, and Mitch Corey still got around it.
That's a yard loss, so that's back to the 4 yard line.
That's
so
big.
The Tigers turn away the first down try inside the 5 yard line.
Be looking for something to get out to the edges here and see if they can create. I don't think they're going to have any success running in between those tackles down here. Littleton's just too strong. They got Mitch Bowden up on the line now too.
Wide side to the right of the field.
Mitch Corey now on the edge. Look for something swinging one way or the other.
We got illegal procedure. You know, St. Peter-Marian's been confused all game. They got guys that switch on positions in the interior of the line. They got guys stepping up, stepping back. They just don't look ready right now. That'll back up the ball. So they are first and goal from the 3. They now are second and goal from the 9.
Second down and goal, Guardians.
2:55 left in the game, in the quarter. I mean, in the half, Mike. If this keeps going, Littleton might pick up a safety.
So you know the Tigers would love to come away with a turnover on downs here.
You got to go to the edges here. Oh, they're going spread here. Again, keep your eye on 3. He's got Luke Elliott on him.
They're rolling him out. He's going to get a chance. He's going to throw it. Oh!
Nice pattern.
Yeah, good throw there. Terrific. He hooked it right in there. So from 9 yards out, St. Peter-Marian gets on the board on the pass completion. Touchdown, St. Peter's. And they will cut the lead to 16-6 with the try to come here.
Big 2 here. Big 2. Big stop here for Littleton.
So St. Peter-Marian taking advantage of the turnover. They've been thwarted offensively all game long, but after they got the turnover, a big pass completion there was the key to get the ball down inside the 20-yard line, and they managed after a couple of mistakes to convert on second down on a 9-yard pass completion. That's the one you were looking for, Pat. There was, 9-yard kind of slant type thing.
Yeah, first time we've seen somebody actually coming back for the ball. I'm looking at the clock though, Mike. I got to tell you, Littleton has no problem putting the ball back in the other end zone in 2 minutes and change. There's a lot of time left on the clock for them when they get this back.
Empty backfield. Bring motion. He's going to roll to his left. He's looking to throw towards the goal line. Caught. So St. Peter-Marian converts, and they cut the lead in half, 16-8. You're right, Pat. The Tigers, they are feeling like they had a chance to give them a little bit of a knockout blow. Instead, they let him back into the game after the turnover. But with 2:28 left to go, we'll see if the offense can come back out and reassert the lead here, get it back up to 2 scores going into the locker room. The Tigers will kick off to start the second half.
I think that last 2 conversion just gives you a good idea of what a good football player Dunphy is. He came in motion from right to left. You could see it coming. I think Frizzoli, who's one of your better athletes and better defenders, knew it was coming, and he was still able to run that pattern and catch that pass, despite the fact that I think Kevin had a pretty good idea what they were running. You can see Kevin banging his head coming off, kind of saying, I knew he was coming, and he still got it. That's what happens when you get to these games. There's good players.
Yeah, exactly. The kick towards the sideline, fielded by Austin Lynn, and he will dance out of bounds. Get good yard there, return. He did a nice job coming up aggressively, not letting that ball hit the turf.
Yeah.
He'll advance all the way to the 32-yard line. So the Tigers will take over with 2:22 to go. Up 16 to 8 here in the district championship game at Doyle Field in Leominster.
And I don't know if Danny Hurley is hurt or if he's just not taking the kickoffs, but one thing to keep in mind here, Mike, is he can hit some field goals, so they don't necessarily, they could pick up 3 here if they needed to, if they could get down into the 20-yard line somewhere in that area. A lot of options here.
Tigers will go spread.
Keep running the ball.
I'm going to give it to Frizzoli. And he will cut it upfield. Couldn't quite get the edge there. Gets about a yard or 2. Tigers in a little bit of a hurry-up look. Coming up on 2 minutes to go here in the half.
They're going big backfield here. Mitch Bowden.
Give it to Bowden. He'll power forward. There he comes again. This time he will get wrapped up, but he's about 2 yards short of the first down. Advance the ball just over the 40-yard line. Mike Lynn's got timeouts. He's just going to go hammer here.
Oh, Michael, so here you go, right? St. Peter's going to be super aggressive here. Bradley Clark's in the game. If he can bust through that first line of defense, he's gone. I'd be looking for Clark here.
3rd and short. I'm going to give it to Clark. He's going to try to cut it upfield.
Oh, it's going to be close.
He's going to be very close to the first down. 1:23 to go.
I think
They're signaling first down. The head ref is signaling first down. Mike's going to go right back to the spread look. Clock will stop while they move the chains. 1:22 to go.
So now you're kind of in that spot where you might take a crack downfield with one pass. You got Jackson Ellis on the top of the screen. He's looking a little anxious.
Yeah, they're going to look to throw. There they go, right towards the sideline. Jackson Ellis can't get loose. A little overthrown. Looked like he might have got held up a little bit there. The back reached out his hand down there, but no flag. Incomplete pass will bring up 2nd and 10. But you called it, Patrick. Tigers trying to stretch the field there a little bit. Let them know that even though we haven't tried it yet, doesn't mean we won't.
Yeah, Jackson had a little bounce in his step getting out there. Looked like he was ready for something.
2nd and 10. Go to Clock on the short side of the field. Cuts it up. It's about 4 or 5 yards. Coming up under a minute to go. 3rd down, 3rd and 5. Mike Lynn's going to let the clock run here because if he doesn't pick it up here, he'll think about punting. They will run a play here on the spread look. 3rd and 5, ball on the 47-yard line. They're going to look to throw. Looking down the sideline again. He's looking for Lyons. Oh! Bounces off his hands. He tried to come back to the ball. Couldn't quite corral it.
That would have put him right at that magic 20 marker.
So that'll stop the clock with 35.8 seconds to go. 4th and 5. The ball on the Tiger 47-yard line, and Mike Lynn will, veteran of many types of these battles, will play conservatively here and punt.
This is a good play call here, Mike, because if you get stopped here, we've seen the St. Peter's quarterback be able to throw that ball 40 yards on a lick here, so this is actually a pretty good call. You don't want to turn the ball over at midfield.
Now with the lead.
Not with even one play left on the clock.
Oh, nice punt by Mitch Crory. Drive him down inside the 20-yard line.
Dunphy.
Good pursuit by Clock. Gets stiff arm. They're going to bottle. He's running sideline. He's going to get up the sideline. He's going to get a return here. Trying to cut it back inside. Oh, terrific effort there. The Tigers just couldn't get him down inside the 20-yard line. Instead, they get all the way back out to midfield. No gain on that, Patrick, after the terrific run back. 15 seconds to go here in the half, and SPM will have a couple chances if they want to take him downfield. The ball on the Tiger 49-yard line.
Yeah, the good news for us right now for Littleton is the guy that you don't want them throwing the ball who just ran about 70 yards, so hopefully he's a little bit out of gas.
That play took 20 seconds.
Funny though, they're right back up at midfield. See if Dunphy's still out there. Hey, line up the top of your screen. Who's got on him out there? Luke Elliott, Austin Lynn, I can't see. Far top side of the screen. Is that Austin up in the corner? It is, yeah. If you have timeouts left at St. Peter's, you take them here, right?
I think so. There's a lot of confusion on the SPM side of the field. Oh, they couldn't find the ball went to the wrong sideline. SPM's like, that's a classic Mike Lynn. Take the other team's ball and hide it.
He still got some of my stuff from when we were playing basketball.
All right, now that they found the correct football, SPM will take a shot here. 1st and 10, 15.3 seconds to go.
Ref's getting some action here. Excellent hustle, man. Find out that guy's name. Yeah, look top of the screen here, Mike.
Empty backfield. Straight drop back. Now he's going to run it upfield. He cuts it up. That'll keep it close. They're going to call a quick timeout here with 7.7 seconds to go. That was a design play. That was a quarterback draw all the way.
And it's a good play because now he can reach the end zone.
They will take a timeout. I agree, Pat, with 7 seconds to go. It's really your only play is to chuck it all the way down, unless you go trick play, hook and ladder, something crazy like that.
Some creative things going on here in the stands. There's a guy with a knit hat on, and he's put his gloves up underneath his hat to block the sun.
Ingenuity.
Good crowd here today.
Yeah, not a long ride down Route 2 from Littleton to Leominster, and SPM coming up from Worcester.
People watching the game want to get the feel. It's pretty cold outside. People are bundled up. They got gloves on, but Mike and I have the sun right in our face. The wind is being shielded by the press box that we're in, and we're pretty comfortable, which is good.
I'll stay here all day.
Yeah, I'm good.
There's another game after this. There was another game before in Neshoba where an overtime victory against Marlborough punched their ticket to Gillette.
Mark Corey just handed us our paychecks for this week. Thanks, Mark.
I'll take it to the snack shack and get nothing.
I'm going to get some of those Kobe beef burgers they're frying out.
All right, coming out of the timeout, 7 seconds to go. In all likelihood, the last play of the half. Ball on the Tiger 41-yard line. Empty backfield for St. Peter-Marian. They'll bring motion. Oh, what do we got? Illegal shift by SPM. So instead of 41 yards, they will now have to try to traverse 46 yards in 7.7 seconds. They brought a guy in motion and another guy moved.
Yeah, 24 in the slot here, just got a little antsy.
Yeah.
Back to the 46-yard line.
So no dead ball foul, no clock running, still 7.7 seconds to go. The clock will start on the snap.
Go D! Back up, Mike! Here we go, blow! Go behind you guys, here we go!
Straight drop back.
Pressure.
They're going to flush him out. He's going to try to throw off his back foot. He throws underneath. Good one-handed grab. And he will try to stay in bounds, and he's tripped up, and that'll be the half. So the Tigers,
Penetration.
big fast start in the second quarter, go up 16-0, but have a turnover the SPM capitalizes on to get on the scoreboard themselves. And at the half of this district championship game, the Tigers lead 16-8. We'll be back with the exciting conclusion of this game right after these messages from LCTV.
Good stuff.
Your daughter is having trouble learning French. Do you A, hire a tutor,
Bonjour!
B, enforce a French-only rule at home, or C, watch some foreign films? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the second half of this district championship football game between the Littleton Tigers and St. Peter-Marian. The Tigers pack got off to a terrific start at the start of the second quarter, went up 16-0, but let SPM get on the board near the end of the second quarter, and it is 16-8 at the half.
Yeah, a little uncharacteristic Littleton football there where they just didn't seem to execute and finish, and I think that's the difference here. This is why St. Peter's is still in this game. It feels like it could be a 2 to 3 score game, but we're only a 1-score game, and St. Peter's is going to get the ball back here.
Ty McGregor will start the second half off as he gets ready to kick the ball downfield. Gets a little air under this one, fielded on the 25-yard line, up the sideline, bottled up. This ball advanced to about the 37-yard line, so St. Peter-Marian will take over, trailing by 8. They scored near the end of the half. The Tigers turned the ball over, and they had a big pass play down inside the 15-yard line, and then a touchdown pass after a penalty.
Yeah, if you're Littleton here, you want to get off this field, stop them, get a good series here, maybe a 3 and out, and then get that big running game going again here. They had a tough time, St. Peter, stopping that running game in the first half.
Tigers dominated for long stretches of the first half, and they got to feel a little frustrated they're only up 1 score. But here we go, second half action. First play from scrimmage for SPM. They'll try to get the sweep, and they'll cut it up. Good job there by Luke Elliott, not letting him get there. Oh, ball came out! No, they're going to say he was down.
Yeah.
They're going to say he was on the ground. It's too bad the Tigers recovered. Very close to a first down there. They'll say he recovered the ball. It was down on contact. They'll call it a 9-yard gain, 2nd and 1. Luke did a nice job there forcing the ball inside, but the linebackers couldn't get there quick enough.
Littleton fans don't agree with that call, but oddly enough, the St. Peter's fans do. I thought it was a good call.
I heard the whistle before anybody started yelling about the ball. All right, 2nd and 1 with the ball on the St. Peter-Marian 47-yard line. Very short yardage situation here. They'll go shotgun snap, bring motion. They're going to try for the right side. Oh, he bounces it to the outside. Fazoli tries to get him, but he's going to get the first down and get up the sideline, trying to cut it back. And he will get knocked out of bounds. So a big run there. They are inside the 30-yard line. Fazoli almost had him bottled up in the backfield. Instead, he gets the corner and advances the ball quickly into Tiger territory. Oh, flag down here back at midfield, though.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be pushing the back, blocking the back, I think. Yep.
Blocking the back, you called it, Patrick, so that will come back. It's a downfield penalty, so they will get they'll march it off from the spot of the foul. So instead of a first down in Tiger territory, they will get a loss of yards on that, and it'll be 2nd and 5 with the ball back on the St. Peter-Marian 42-yard line.
I would imagine if you're Kevin Frizzoli, you haven't seen anybody that fast. Kevin's one of the faster, better tacklers, and looked like he had him wrapped up, and he was just gone.
So St. Peter-Marian penalty negates the big run. 2nd and 5. On the roll, looking to throw it underneath. Oh, good tackle there, but a first down for St. Peter-Marian just over midfield. Evan Lyons making sure there was no run after catch.
It was actually Bradley Clock.
Oh, sorry, Bradley Clock. But St. Peter-Marian will pick up a first down with the ball on the Tiger 49-yard line.
And that's that little area in there, Mike, that 5 to 7 yards downfield. It looks like it's really where St. Peter should be attacking, at least to soften them up instead of taking those big long tracks downfield. Yeah,
they really didn't do that at all in the first half. The touchdown pass was that kind of play right there. But all their other shots were down along the sidelines. So we'll see if they go with more of a ball control passing offense here in the second half. 1st and 10, ball on the Tiger 49-yard line. And yet another penalty on SPM. Delay game. They're really struggling offensively to get set and get on the same page here. Saw a lot of that in the first half. Doesn't always result in a penalty, but just not sharp.
Yeah, it's interesting. That seemed like a very short time to me, but St. Peter's coach doesn't seem to be arguing the call, but it seems like a very quick clock. And the Littleton fans are getting unruly here, Mike. We may need to call security.
They're complaining that the St. Peter-Marian's coaching staff, 3 of them, were about 12 yards out off the sideline calling the plays. They're just getting the huddle with them. All right, here we go. 1st and 15 after the play game penalty. They will go quarterback draw, cuts it up the middle. Good tackle downfield there. Get about 4 yards on that. We'll bring up 2nd 11. The nose of the ball just on the midfield stripe.
Might be the Littleton offense where, they'll run Austin Lynn in motion, give him the ball 3 or 4 times, run it up the middle, and then Will Scott will try to pop one. Maybe dose of Dunphy, I think, in the second half.
This is the opening drive of the second half. St. Peter-Marian picked up a first down, and I got the ball right at midfield, 2nd and 11. We'll bring some motion here, let him go by. Rolling to his right, looking downfield, sets his feet, throws towards the sideline. No catch, well out of bounds. He actually made the catch.
Mike, I got to tell you, we don't have the rosters here, so I'm not sure who number 1 is, but I got to tell you, he has made 3 or 4 amazing catches, and every single one of them has been out of bounds. He hasn't dropped a ball yet, and he's got 0 yards.
Big down here for the Tiger defense. 3rd and 11, ball at midfield. If they can get a stop here for little or no yards, they'll force a punt on the opening drive here in the second half. Tigers up 8.
Yeah, you make an interesting point, Mike. You know, if they pick up 8 yards here, they 4th down territory, they go for it.
I think it's, 8, yes, 5, not so sure, 0, no, we'll see out here on 3rd down. Or maybe they'll just pick it up here, we'll see. 3rd and 11, bring in motion again. They're going to have all the receivers on the left side except for one. Oh, pressure by Mitch Crowley! Yes, and he goes down! Mitch Crowley coming off the edge! Sacks the quarterback! For about a 9-yard loss. So now 4th and 19, Pat, what do you think?
Well, we didn't really adjust for that, but I'm going to say that they're going to punt.
That's the only one we didn't cover.
Yep.
I'm all covered except for 4th and 19 on a quarterback sack by Mitch Croy. So the Tiger defense stepping up here in the first series, offensive series for Peter-Marian after giving up a 1st down. Tighten it up and force a punt.
Nice snap.
Line shot. The ball will roll out to the 29-yard line. So that ball never got more than 10 feet off the ground. And the Tigers will take over up 8, just under 6:59 to go here in the 3rd quarter. The Tiger offense dominated in long stretches of the first half. Only got 2 scores out of it, though. Would love to get that train rolling again, Pat. Here we go, out of the spread.
Here comes Mitch.
Deep handoff. It's to Frisoli. He'll get about a yard on that. Second one, ball just out over the 30-yard line.
20FG to New England license plate 20FG in the back parking lot. Please move your vehicle. Thank you.
Whoa! Tough pitch there. Frisoli comes up with it, but doesn't get a chance to get his feet going. So the Tigers short yard there and bring up 3rd and 8.
I know you want to come out in these last 2 plays, Mike. I'm going to be executing a little bit sharper than this. That's a good job by Frisoli. Get his hand on that ball. Jackson Ellis looks like he's offside.
Pump fake, rolling to his right, looking for some time. Finds a guy down. Oh, Mitch Corey trips and falls down. Doesn't get a chance to make a play on the ball.
Yep.
So the Tigers, after getting a big stop by Mitch Corey, forcing a punt, are going to have to go 3 and out here.
Good job by Mitch there. He got underneath the coverage there and was open coming across the field and looked like he just got his feet tangled. You don't see many 3 and outs like that for Littleton. Especially with no gain on 3 plays.
Yeah, exactly. Very short game. So Mitch Corey will come back to punt here after running the route downfield. 4th down. Good snap. Good kick by Corey. The ball will bounce. Get
Oh, you don't want him having a chance at it.
34-yard line. That's a block in the back. Oh, it's right in front of us, and there is absolutely no call. Are you kidding me? Everybody saw that one. Oh, man. Ball advanced to midfield. Oh, my goodness. That was right in front of us, Patrick.
That ref is not going to be eating in Littleton tonight.
Man, that was obvious, and it was right in front of him.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't call that one. You could see it coming, too. You could see him lining them up.
Yeah, that right, exactly. Right. It wasn't like it happened out of nowhere. It was like... All right, so the ball with the nose on the right on the midfield stripe. The Tigers up 8. SPM on their second offensive series. Forces a 3 and out. And they will go to the right side. Oh, Mitch Corey, another nice job by Corey. That's his play. He didn't make the tackle, but he busted that play up. And it was Evan Lyons flying in from safety. No gain on that play. Now maybe a yard. Ball just started just outside SPM territory, and now it's just inside Littleton territory. We'll call it 2nd and 9 with 5:20 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Tigers up by 8.
Sun just tucking down behind that tree. It should be pretty easy to see, but it's going to get chilly here fast.
Yeah, no doubt. 2nd and 9. Under center. Oh! blitz by the Tigers.
Tucker DeCoste getting in there.
Yeah, locked them. Couldn't quite wrap them up, but very little gain there. So the Tiger defense is getting into the SPM backfield. That'll bring up 3rd and 8. We were here just a few minutes ago, Patrick. Ball this time just inside Tiger territory on the 48-yard line. Both teams making defensive plays here out of the gate to start the second half. Peter-Marian goes big spread look here. 2 receivers on each side of the field. Empty backfield. Bring motion. Straight drive, rolling to his right a little bit, looking in the flat. Oh, reversing field! And they haven't wrapped him up yet! Now they got him down! The Tiger defense again with a quarterback sack on 3rd down. It was Mitch Bowden who cleaned it up at the end, but there were a lot of guys in there wreaking havoc.
Great pursuit, great wrapping up, right? Everybody coming, playing to the whistle there. Quarterback bounced off a couple of tackles here, kept his feet going, but Littleton never gave up and never gave him a chance to throw. I can tell you there were a few guys open downfield, so great job by that defensive line to get in.
He was rolling right. It looked like it was a design play to turn back and come back to the weak side. When he turned, he reversed field. All he saw were blue shirts. So that'll bring up 4th and 15.
Ball's got to get up in the air.
Another line shot. This one will bounce and check up inside the 30, about the 26-yard line. So the Tiger defense forces a 3 and out. And the offense comes back out. They got nothing going on that first series, but the Tiger defense responds and gets them the ball back.
It's been a long time, Mike, since we have been 3.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter and still been in a ball game.
Yeah, for sure. Even Millbury last week, it was a game for about a quarter, but by the 3rd quarter, it was all Tigers. So 1st and 10, the Tigers will switch up. They go hammer here. They're coming out spreading the first series of downs in the second half.
Good call here. I like this.
They'll go counter handoff. And Frisoli trying to bounce it to the outside. He slips a tackle. Slips another guy. Gets up the sideline. All the way to midfield. Great job by the senior tailback. Slipping a couple guys in the backfield and turning it into a huge play.
That ball was going nowhere. That play was going to be a loss. And great job by Kevin to keep bouncing it outside.
Frisoli with about a 30-yard run there advances the ball to the SPM 47-yard line.
Let's stay in the hammer here.
No inside handoff to Bowden, and he will rumble for a first down. Like you say, Pat, it's just hard to find the football behind that offensive line. You know, they make it look like they're going outside, and it's just like a little handoff right off the hip. And Bowden was downfield before the SPM even realized he had the ball.
Steady dose of this, I think, till you hit the end zone.
Yeah, 1st and 10 for the Tigers with the ball on the SPM 35-yard line. This is Luke Elliott. No, he handed off inside handoff. Oh, man, Luke Elliott really runs this offense well. It was actually clocked.
A great clock by Luke Elliott.
Oh, clock looks like he got dinged up a little bit there. He's going to head for the huddle, but he's gimping a little bit. That is another first down for the Tigers with the ball down to the 23-yard line of SPM as we come inside at 2.5 minutes to go in the quarter. They'll take clock out.
Big Mitch.
There was a pile that he couldn't get over right at the line of scrimmage. He'll only get about a yard on that. SPM buried the pile right at the line of scrimmage and he couldn't get his feet going. No gain. 2nd and 10, under 2 minutes to go. Clock is definitely limping on the sideline. He's going to the bench to try to tie his shoe, I think. Stretch it out a little bit.
Yeah, I think he got wrapped up and rolled his ankle a little bit in there in that last pile.
They'll go inside handoff to Frisoli. Cuts it upfield. Gets a good about 5 or 6 yard gain there over the 20-yard line. Down to about the 15-yard line.
3rd and 3.
3rd and 3 here. Definitely 4 downs. Clock comes off the bench, getting back towards the sideline, telling coach he wants to get back in there when he's ready. 3rd and about 3. Little pitch to... Oh, he's got the corner! He's going to get a first down. Gets run out inside the 10-yard line.
They brought Will Scott in.
Will Scott playing tailback. The quarterback going to tailback here in the hammer. Does a nice job of reading that play and bounces it right to the outside. Easy conversion on 3rd down. It is 1st and goal with the ball on the SPM 6-yard line.
Austin Lynn in the game here.
7-yard line.
For him coming off the edge, right? Running that sweep, see if he can get to the outside.
Yeah, I got Austin Lynn and Kevin Frizzoli at the tailbacks, Bowden at fullback.
Fresh legs are big here.
We're going to pitch it to Frizzoli. Oh, he's going to get run down from behind. Good pursuit down the line of scrimmage by a big tackle for SPM. Wow. We are inside of 30 seconds to go here in the quarter. No gain on that play. 2nd and goal. The ball on the 8-yard line.
75 for St. Peter there. They're fast, big and fast.
Yeah, he came off the backside on that play and got down the line of scrimmage. Mike Lynn's going to I think he's going to let this quarter run out. So a very quick quarter, just 2 offensive possessions for each team. But the Tigers, on their 2nd offensive possession, get some momentum. They advance the ball all the way inside the 10-yard line. And when we come back for the 4th quarter of this game, the Tigers knocking on the door, trying to extend their lead. We'll be back with the 4th quarter of this championship game right after these messages from LCTV.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back. We're here for the 4th quarter of the championship game. The Tigers up 8, 16-8, knocking on the door. 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. Pat Bradley Clock back in the game.
Yeah, he looks a little bit gimpy here, but you're not going to keep him off the field at this point. 3-down territory here. Mike will punch it in from 7 yards.
And they'll come right back to Clock. Counter handoff. He gets inside the 5-yard line, but he gets wrapped up from behind. But he advances the ball inside the 5. 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. He was very close to getting one little burst to get into the seam and make a play for the goal line from the 4-yard line here. 3rd and goal.
Yeah, and I think that was probably just his gimpy foot holding him out there. Tommy Keenan up on that. See the big front line there. Mitch Trory, Tommy Keenan, Jake Kivlin. Looks like Jarek Scaramucci's in there now.
3rd down.
Frizzoli to the edge, maybe. Here we go.
Oh, they're going to, cut back. And that's Clock right at the goal line. He's going to get stopped. That's a cutback play. They fake it right, cut it back left, and he gets right to the edge of the goal line, but he's stopped just short. It's going to be 4th and goal from the 1-yard line.
First time we've seen that look today, Mike.
That's the first time he's run that play all year. I've seen that play. Carlo Ferrante used it a lot in youth football when he was coaching. 4th and goal, Patrick. Here we go. Big chance for the Tigers to push this lead out. SPM desperate for a stop here. We're in the 4th quarter, going down 2 scores. It'll be quite a hole. Luke Elliott under center. Quarterback sneak. Oh, he's in, he's in. That offensive line, that's their touchdown. The offensive line gets a score on that. It won't look that way in the score sheet, but that's the way it happened.
It's standing up.
The Tigers score on 4th down from the 1-yard line and push it out 22-8.
Big 2-point conversion here.
Yeah, they're up 14. They can push it to a full 2-score, 2-conversion game, which would be huge. They'll stay hammer here. They're going to pitch it. Clock's going to look to throw. Oh, now he's going to cut on the field. Oh, does he get it? No, he's just short. He wanted to throw it. He couldn't find a receiver. He tried to cut upfield. He got all the way to just to the edge of the goal line, but is turned back at the last inch.
They're bringing out all the looks in this 1-yard offense.
So the Tigers score but don't convert. They are up 14, 22-8 with 9:29 to go in this Central Mass District Championship game. The winner will go straight to Foxborough.
A lot of pressure here on St. Peter's now at this point. 9:29 to go in the game. You're 2 scores away, so you pretty much have to play a perfect game here where you have to punch it in, get a 2-point conversion on one of the next 2. You got to stop Littleton. You got to punch it in again.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. And the thing is, we know they have the capacity to do it, but the trends haven't been positive for them for this game. So they're going to have to buck the trends and get going in a game where they really haven't had it on any kind of sustained basis. So the odds are clearly in the Tigers' favor here, given the situation, but long way to go and plenty of firepower on that SPM offense. So Tigers are going to have to make some plays as well. But you're right, Pat. I mean, they can't go 3 and out. You know what I mean? They can't afford to go back and forth any longer.
Right.
They've got to find a way to start to dominate.
Stay in your lanes here if you're Littleton. No big plays.
McGregor on to kick.
Where's Dumfie?
He will
Keep it away from
drive it, rolling, field it on about the 29-yard line. And they will wrestle him down just over the 40-yard line, so about a 10-yard return.
Thomas McGregor making the kick and being the first one to make contact.
So SPM will take over with the ball on their 41-yard line. Tigers up by 14.
Be interested to see if St. Peter's comes out and throws here, Michael, on first down. I think they got to be careful here about not trying to bite off too much at one time. A lot of time on the clock. They stay within their offense, but a lot of we've seen with other teams, they try to bite off too much to get back in the game, and it leads to a turnover.
Straight drop back, looking down the middle of the field. Bobbled and incomplete. There was good coverage there by Bowden and Evan Lyons, so there wouldn't have been a huge play, but
I can tell you,
caught.
It should have been caught, Mike, but I will tell you this. If you look at where the shadows are, it's the one place on the field where you can throw the ball where he's going to be looking right back into the sun. Yeah. Anywhere else on the field is open at this point.
I agree with you. You can see the shaft of sunlight coming right to left.
Shadows are probably shadows are 15 yards long right now, so that sun is right in your eyes coming out of there.
Incomplete pass, bring up 2nd down here, 2nd and 10. 3 receivers out to the right, rolling right, looking down, lobbing the ball way downfield.
Open.
Oh! Incomplete! Holy cow! What a thump! What a thump! Austin Lynn absolutely hammered that receiver. He had the ball, and Austin Lynn knocked it loose. That was great coverage. I can't believe they actually came that close to making the reception based on the coverage, but they were about to until Austin Lynn had something to say about that.
He just threw that ball 55 yards in the air, and Mike, I think you're right. The coverage was great until that last 5 yards where Dunphy just slid in, got in behind him, and Austin Lynn came from off the ball, make a good pop on him.
3rd and 10, 9:08 to go.
That was a big play right there.
Huge play. The junior defensive back coming out and laying a lick out there. Wow. Same look. 3 receivers out to the right. Bringing motion back. You're going to play fake, step. Oh, good pressure. Oh, that's close to a first down.
He's going to
he's
going to move.
Yeah, it's a first down. That'll move the chains.
That's that little spot that, again, it's been open all day.
Yeah, good pressure there. Big conversion by SPM. They'll pick up a first down.
Sending them.
Advance the ball to the Tiger 49-yard line and keep this drive going. Huge down there. They needed that.
That was big.
Just under 9 minutes to go. A lot of time left. SPM Tiger at the ball on the Tiger 49-yard line. New set of downs. Rolling to his right. Slinging. Oh, some underneath receiver there. Gets the sideline, cuts it back. And he's going to be tackled on the 5-yard line. So they run a little drag route there, and then a tremendous run after catch. SPM converting on 3rd down on the previous play.
That's the same guy, Mike. Again, we don't know the roster. The same guy that ran the little drag play over here right into the sun. And he got going. He doesn't look like he's that fast, but, man, he was moving.
Out of bounds on the Tigers 7-yard line. 1st and goal with 8:31 to go. The Tigers up 14 points. So SPM, like you say, Pat, had to play pretty perfect from here on out, but they got something going here.
Yeah, they look good. Here comes Dunphy.
They ran a lot of guys downfield, and then that underneath look was there. He was wide open. it off inside, cuts it upfield, turn back just outside the 5-yard line.
Jack Scaramucci in there, see.
Nice job, Scaramucci and Brady Hunt there. It's about a 2-yard gain. 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. The clock is running here.
I would say this is 4-down territory, Mike.
All the way. 3 receivers out to the left.
Yeah, a little spread here.
They're going to roll left. He's going to try to step up and throw it. Caught! Mike Croy tried to break back on the ball. He couldn't quite do it, and SPM scores a touchdown to cut the lead to 22-14.
Mike, I got to tell you, that was just too easy for St. Peter's. I mean, if you think about even you throw in the play that was broken up at the last second there, they pretty much had their way. There was a drop ball over here in the flat. There was a drop ball knocked out down there, and everything else went their way. So going to have to tighten up here if they get the ball back.
So the conversions are important, Pat. It is an 8-point lead right now. They've been really only been able to throw the ball and to be successful. They haven't run the ball. They converted on a pass play on their first touchdown. Let's see what they do here. T backfield. They're going to look to throw, pressure at the backside. He lobs it. Out of bounds. So the Tigers turn back to try, and they will keep an 8-point lead. That's important, Patrick, because now worst case scenario is a tie game, depending on what happens over the next 7 minutes and 53 seconds.
And Melton had 2 receivers open wide on that left side of the field, and chose to go to the one in the back corner and just overthrew him. But even up at the first pylon, he had a receiver open.
So the Tiger defense has been pretty good all game long, but right now, the outcome of the game at the moment anyway is squarely in the offense's hands. If they can chew the clock here and get another score, the way they've been doing, the way they've been running the ball all game, that's going to go a long way towards dictating the outcome. Like you said, SPM needs to play pretty much perfectly from here on out, and that includes on the defensive side of the ball. We're going to have to find a way.
8-minute game here, Mike. 7:53 to go. I agree. Going to have to see what they can do here, see if they can stop them.
I'm very interested to see what Coach Lynn comes out with offensively. They've run the ball very well out of both of their looks. But I feel like the hammer's the way to go right now, but we'll see what he thinks. Some of it may depend on the field position.
Yeah, I think part of that call too, Mike, is you just feel like the hammer is less prone to mistakes at this point.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Just a tighter game.
It's the first time we talked about mistakes at Littleton. They've basically had a really solid year. Lack of turnovers, good lack of penalties, but a little bit ragged today. That's what happens when you get against good opponents. Good kick.
Ball be kicked and fielded by Austin Lynn on about the 15-yard line. Trying to come back the other way. He gets a chance, makes a cut, and he's stacked up with a good return out to the 35-yard line. So a 20-yard return by Austin Lynn. Tigers stay penalty-free on that long setup there. And they will take over with the ball on the 35-yard line. And they are going to bring out, I say Hammer. There it is. Luke Elliott, the quarterback for the Hammer, will come out here. 7:45 to go in the championship game, Central Mass District Championship. Tigers trying to punch their ticket to Gillette. They will stay Hammer here. 1st and 10 from the ball on the 35-yard line. I'm going to give it to Clock. He's going to get a good 6-7 yard gain all the way out to about the 44-yard line.
Yeah, they might spot this almost like an 8 or 9 yard gain here.
Yeah, 8-yard gain. We'll call it 2nd and 2. I love how Luke Elliott makes the pitch there, and then he just turns and rolls right into the hole and goes downfield as a lead blocker. He's a big, strong kid. He's been running this offense since he was a kid. Tigers will slow down just a little bit here and let that clock run in between plays.
I was watching the offensive line on that last play, and they just clean up. Clean up that first level.
They'll come back to Clock the same way. Oh, good block by Mitch Bowden. Oh, nice job there by Clock, staying in bounds. Good awareness by the senior. Terrific block on the edge there by Mitch Bowden. Gave Clock the easy run upfield. They advanced the ball in the St. Peter-Marian territory. 1st and 10 with the ball on the SPM 45-yard line. Nice job by the senior there, just staying in bounds and going down and letting the clock run. We're inside of 7 minutes to go. 1st and 10, new set of downs for the Tigers in SPM territory.
And now we're back down to watching the clock run out. Ref's going to put his hand up here, get him inside of 10 seconds. Here we go.
This time it's Bowden up the middle. 2 hands on the ball. First down. Oh! Just running guys over. Wow. He literally bowled a guy over. Mitch Bowden with a big first down all the way down to the SPM 30-yard line. The Tigers moving the chains, moving the clock.
Mitch has got another year here, you know. It'd be interesting to see if he gets up to that caliber.
Yeah, but that offensive line doesn't.
Yeah, that's true too.
Not to say they won't replace him. That's what they've been doing all this during this 11-year playoff run. But that offensive line is playing very well right now. Another set of downs here for the Tigers. 1st and 10, ball on the SPM 30-yard line. They'll come back the other way with Frisoli. He's going to try to get the corner. Another nice job by Bowden. And, nice 8-yard run there by Frisoli. Bowden with a good job, and Luke Elliott out there getting the edge for those guys. Again, staying in bounds.
It makes a huge difference when your quarterback gets out as a lead blocker as well. It's like having a 12th player on the field.
So it is 2nd and 2 with the ball on the 22-yard line. Still a lot of time left. They're chewing the clock, but it's going to take a while.
Yeah, as long as they stay here, if they can punch one in here, I think they're in good shape.
Yeah, exactly. At that point, the clock, becomes less of a factor, and just being up 2 scores is important. And right now, they feel like they've got a terrific opportunity. SPM's going to have to find a way. 2nd and 2, counter handoff. He's close, just short of the first down. He needed to get to the 20.
Lights just came on here, Michael. It's getting dark. It's getting cold.
It's 3rd and 1. So the first 3rd down conversion here on this drive for the Tigers. They've been advancing the ball on 1st and 2nd down, moving the chains easily. This time they're facing a little bit more of a challenge, although they are clearly in 4-down territory. There will be no field goal tries at this point.
3rd and 1, huh?
Quarterback draw. So sneaks, excuse me. He will easily convert the first down. Move the chains. Ball need to get to the 20-yard line, and it got to the 20-yard line. No, the back end of the football over the on the 20, the front end inside the 24, 22 to go.
Yep.
Clock is winding after they move the chains and set it up for a new set of downs for the Tigers just inside the red zone.
St. Peter's needs a stop here. It's got to end here, right? They can't afford to give up another first down, so this next 4 downs will be big for both teams.
Unless they start burning timeouts. Here comes clock. Looking for a chance. Were they going to get a hold there?
Horse collar.
Yeah. Oh, horse collar. No. Oh, no, they're calling a hold on.
Interesting.
So they're going to call a hold on Littleton. So there you go, Pat. That's what SPM needed. Some type of stop there.
I didn't really see that. I thought that
I didn't either. It's kind of weird that you would hold on. It's a very rare penalty in this kind of look. We are under 4 minutes to go. The clock is winding, but the Tigers now have a 1st and 20 with the ball on the 30-yard line. Like now, Pat, you can literally say that if the Tigers can convert here somehow, that this game will be well in hand, barring some kind of crazy outcome. But they got to go 20 yards and 4 downs. They'll start, cut back. Oh, Frisoli coming back the other way! Oh, he cuts it upfield, holds on to the ball down to the 10-yard line. And Biff Bowden did not get caught for holding on that play, but he bowled the guy downfield and opened the floor door for Kevin Frisoli on the cutback play. And that is very good. It is a first down. So the Tigers convert after the holding penalty. They come right back and they run a play they haven't run very often, and it scores, not points, but a big first down as we come up to 3 minutes to go. And it's 1st and goal with the ball just inside the 10-yard line, but just as importantly, it is 3 minutes to go in the game. What a drive by the Tigers.
I'm just going to let this run down now.
Going to give it back to Frisoli. Cuts on the field. He dives low. Good job there. Gets down to the 5-yard line. Nice job there by the senior, realizing that all he wants to do is go low, get to the ground, don't do anything fancy, try not to lose the ball. SPM will take a timeout. It is 2nd and goal with the ball on the 5-yard line. 2:48 to go. So again, Pat, the Tigers, we said how well they've run the ball out of both looks, but it is that luxury of being able to play two distinctly different styles of offense. It makes it so hard for the other team's defense to prepare.
Yeah, and the other part of that too is to have the depth that they do. I mean, they've run, they're running 6 or 7 guys out of the backfield. We throw Will Scott now running as he can serve as a running back as well. It's too many weapons to prepare for.
And that offensive line, the biggest weapon of all right now. 2nd and goal from the 5. It's clock. He gets some blocks. He's going to get there. Touchdown Tigers. He's met at the goal line, but not until after the ball breaks the plate. And the Tigers with a tremendous drive. They chew the clock. They get the score. They had 1st and 20. It didn't matter.
Solid job by Luke Elliott directing that drive.
They are up 14. The conversion here would really put SPM into a situation where there's almost no way to get out. They'd have to literally make play after play after play to perfection, including conversions. They will stay hammer. Why not?
Yeah, I'd like to see him run that little cutback play again, see it for the 3rd time today. Fun to watch.
Go blue!
If you're St. Peter's, you just got to come out throwing.
Yeah, exactly, and the Tigers know that. So here we go for the try after the big touchdown and the big drive by the Tigers. They will go to Frisoli. They're running cutback again. Oh, he gets, yes! Nice move there by the senior tailback. He's having a great game today, Pat. You talked about how he missed a few games because of the shoulder injury, but he's back and he's having an impact today on both sides of the football.
They're looking good going into this next game.
So the Tigers now have a full 2-score, 2-conversion lead with 2:41 left to go in the ball game. The score is Tigers 30, St. Peter-Marian 14.
We had just watched and we were talking on our way in about the high school game where they erased a 17-point deficit in 59 seconds. So, Mark Crory is punching me saying that I'm jinxing. And so I was just about to say that there's no way that's going to happen twice in one high school football season, but the message here clearly is play to the end of the game.
You know that those two outcomes are perfectly independent of each other. There's no correlation. Just because one happened, the other one can't happen.
If you're St. Peter's here and you're receiving this ball and it's on the ground, you just want to take a knee here and get your big arm on the field.
Right, because the thing is, too, you're risking a turnover, Tommy McGregor, the crafty kicker. High bouncing kick picked up on the 28-yard line. Oh!
Or you can go down like that.
So the Tigers, 2:36 left to go in the ball game, have a 16-point lead. They will be in prevent mode here, Pat. Having said that, there is enough time on the clock that, you don't want to give them 10, 15, 20 yards at a poke.
No, especially
6-7 yards. That's okay.
We've seen these guys just kind of outrun Littleton when they get to the edges. Dunphy and number 2 made that catch across the middle. So, you want to be wrapping up here. You don't want to let them catch it at 10, 15 yards, but catching it under steam.
All right, St.
They'll be coming after him.
Rolling to his right a little bit. Throwing towards the sideline. Oh! Will Scott had a shot at that ball, so they got all their best athletes out there.
Quarterbacks can't catch.
That's why they're quarterbacks.
They're asking a pitcher to hit.
2.5 minutes to go. Incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 with the ball on the St. Peter-Marian 37-yard line. And the way it works, Pat, is there is no Western Mass Division 6.
Right.
There is no Division 6, so there is nobody to play next week. So the winner of this game goes directly to Gillette Stadium this year for the state championship game. We'll play the winner of the North-South game next week. A little screen pass. Oh, nicely read there. Good job. Luke Elliott playing both sides of the ball. Read that very nicely. And then Mitch Corey with a big tackle from behind. Short gain, about 3 yards. 3rd and 7 with the ball on the 40-yard line.
Yeah, good job by Mitch to break off his pursuit of the quarterback and come back and make that play from behind.
Yeah, reading that right. Yeah, exactly.
That's what we were just talking about. You don't want to let Dunphy get under speed, get his feet going.
To throw again. Looking out into the flat. Tigers got a ball. Oh! Oh, Luke Elliott's like, yeah, go ahead. I'm good with that. I have absolutely no problem playing that style of football.
Yeah, that's a good tackle there. Get your shoulder down, get low. 4th and 7, Mike.
4th and 7, yeah, this is it for St. Peter-Marian. They need to convert the Tigers in this game right here on this play.
You got to go to Dunphy here, right?
They got to get
Right, what
downfield.
you've been riding all
Roll him
year.
out to his left.
You got
Looking
behind
throw
him.
across the middle is complete. They will get the first down. That'll keep the game going, the drive going for St. Peter-Marian. Under a minute and a half to go. Ball down to the Littleton Tiger 35-yard line. So nice job there by St. Peter-Marian, but that's dictated a little bit by how the Tigers are playing defense.
Hey, Mike, I know they threw underneath there, but believe it or not, Dunphy actually got behind the defenders there.
Did he really? Pressure by Luke Elliott. Good tackle. That cannot be interference. No way. Nope. The ball was on the inside, and so was Austin Lynn. And he did a nice job there defending
good
the
job by
ball.
Austin, turned his back. I mean,
Will
turned
Scott
his
over
head.
the top as well. So it is incomplete. Second down, 118, 30-14. The Tigers in a commanding lead on the scoreboard, and is getting extremely more desperate on each play for St. Peter-Marian that they don't actually score. Tigers are one pick away or one fumble away or one stop on downs away from ending this game, but the outcome very much in the Tigers' favor. Oh, fumbled snap. Oh, he's down. He picked it up with one knee on the ground. Yeah, fielded it with one knee on the ground. So that actually was a perfectly fine snap. Quarterback just let it slip through his hands, and they will take a timeout. That's going to bring up timeout St. Peter-Marian, 1:07 to go. Now they have, I mean, the yard to gain doesn't really matter that much, Patrick. They got to score.
Yeah, you got to take a shot at the end zone here. Although, that being said here, a little underneath might be wide open.
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't necessarily have to throw it.
Bounds.
Right, I don't think you necessarily throw all the way to the end zone, but you got to throw. You can't throw underneath like 6 or 7 yards.
Yep.
You got to throw underneath 15, 16 yards and try to get the run after catch down there.
Right.
Trying to complete the ball maybe around the 30-yard line, and then see what you can make after that. But
and if you're that defensive line for Littleton, right? You're just coming.
Yeah,
This is the best part of the game. If you're them, you don't have to worry about anything.
Exactly. Although, again, we talked about it in the first step, they've been very disciplined about staying in their lanes and not overselling the pursuit and allowing a big play on a kind of a busted up play or broken play by the quarterback. So the Tigers, the winner of this game, will get next week off. They will play, assuming it's the Tigers, they will play at home against Air on Thanksgiving morning. And then Saturday, December 2nd, they will be at Gillette Stadium for the third time in 5 years for the state championship game. Based on the next 1 minute and 7 seconds. Third down. Pressure! Picked off! Just get on the ground. Good job there by Evan Lyons. He's had a terrific game at defensive back today. He really, really has.
Mike, that made that play. The quarterback rolled out, and Frizzoli came from the weak side, put him under pressure, and quarterback Malm had to throw that just a little bit earlier than he wanted to, and he tried to put it out, waiting for his receiver to make a play on the ball, but Evan Lyons sitting back there at center field, just watching it, and nice job by the defense there.
Yep, Evan Lyons had a great game. He's had a bunch of pass defenses, and even though that was the capper, I would argue that that's not the most important one he made. We already had the outcome pretty well in hand because of all the plays that the defensive backs have made on defense prior to that during the game, and then, of course, the way the offensive line has played today and the rushing attack for the Tigers. I think, what did they throw, like one pass attempt, maybe two?
Right.
Yeah, that's how dominant the run game was and how dominant the offensive line was. The Tigers 30-14, it was closer than the score indicates, but the Tigers at the end of the day were the class, and they will advance to the state championship game as they take one more knee here. Clock
Good
is
point, Mike,
running.
about the passing too. I remember they took a shot for Jackson Ellis on the top side of the field, going left to right, and then one more to Evan Lyons down here on the corner. But I don't remember them throwing the ball today.
Yeah, right.
Mitch Corey too coming across. It was one, so maybe three. Definitely, under half a dozen passes today.
So for the third time in 5 years, the Tigers are your Central Mass Division champions and will be advancing to the state title game in Gillette on December 2nd. time to be determined. But a tremendous successful season. They were the league champions, and now they are the Central Mass champions in Division 6. So the Tigers, a team, a program full of success, sets lofty goals, and again gets everything they wanted with just one little brass ring left to grab.
But the big one.
The big one. We will be there for that game at Gillette Stadium. As we watch the Tigers and St. Peter-Marian go through the handshake ceremony.
Yeah, good battle today. Caps off to St. Peter. They hung tough. They made it a good game, and definitely in doubt there as we came out of the second half.
Yeah, that quarterback can play. There's no question about it. The Tigers were just a little bit better today, but SPM represented very well. And it was, like we say, the outcome was much closer than the score indicates. So the Tigers 30-14. So we will have one more telecast prior to that state championship game. We'll be at Alumni Field on Thanksgiving morning. The Rotary breakfast at the middle school will be going on. So you come and have breakfast and walk over to the field, enjoy the game, the holiday, and then be ready for one more really big game at Gillette Stadium on December 2nd. So for Pat Fredrickson and Mark Crory, I'm Mike Fontanella. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you soon on LCTV.
Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captains and head coach of Littleton, please come forward Please join me in saluting these fine teams as these young men deserve to be proud of the manner in which they represented their family, school, and